It's really important to practice with your tools to become proficient with dry brushing. So I'm just going to suggest 3 little exercises that make great little paintings in a small size for you to play around with colour, texture and dry brushing. The first is to just place some gel onto the surface, and then you just imprint it with an old towel, or in this case I've got an old nappy. Place the texture of the fabric into it, and you end up with an all-over lovely texture. And when that's dry, you just dry brush across the top with your stiff bristle brush. And here's an example of one that's been done that way. You can see the texture that was imprinted with the towel. Underneath where the sky is to be, I've painted a hot pink. Underneath where the middle ground mountains are, there is a yellow ochre. And under the foreground yellow grasses, there is a mauve. It's really interesting and dramatic to underpaint your landscape with the complementary colours. And then that one is dry brushed with the purple on top, then the purple bluey misty mountains are added, and then the yellow grasses. And it teaches you, exercises like this teach you to be very meticulous in the way that you run your tool across the top of the texture in order to highlight the texture rather than make the texture completely disappear. So that's the first exercise. The second exercise is a really fun one. If you have an old painting, it's a really good idea to cover the whole painting with binder medium, place tissue paper down, and then paint the tissue paper red. So you can see the resultant texture is just so much fun to play around with. I have outlined my composition here with black, and what we're trying for, this is a little tiny example of this particular exercise. You need to just use really pure, loud, fun colors that will bounce off that red background. So for example, if we've got 2 green apples here and a yellow pear, and we're going to mix opaque colors that are going to sit on top and not dissolve into that dark background. So we want a really lovely loud green. So we'll mix our cadmium yellow medium with cobalt light. Yummy, yummy. Look at that loud green. Now we're just going to place that over. You can just see the excitement that adds. Just make our hair. So I would just continue in this same vein. Shadow. So you can just see what fun it is to just play with this sort of treatment. Important to remember to use opaque colour and loud fun colour. That's a really great exercise, particularly in teaching you how to use your palette knife. Then the third exercise is another really good exercise if you've got a painting that you don't like anymore. Just cover the whole painting in your gel. Just cover the whole painting in the gel. Then use different tools to trace texture into them. Let that dry. Paint the whole painting black so you can see this is all ready. And then you do the same thing, only this time use your brush, because it teaches you have to hold your brush and work out a composition where you just cover all that gorgeous texture. So 3 really fun exercises to teach you how to hone your skills for dry brushing. This sort of technique, I know we've only concentrated on acrylic, but this is the same tissue paper with red background on a little oil painting. So don't limit yourself just to acrylic. Dry brushing is a vital technique to add drama and interest to your work.